The city of Sacramento is seeing a rise in homelessness, and many at-risk youth in the city are having a hard time transitioning from foster homes to permanent housing, which can result in them becoming homeless. Now, the city is implementing a new initiative to help these young adults. With us live this morning is Mayor Darrell Steinberg to share his insight on this growing issue. But first, we're going to talk about COVID and those rollbacks for reopening. Good morning, Mayor. How are you?
Good morning, Aubrey. I'm doing okay. You know, I'm worried about my community, our state, and our country, but we all are hanging in there.
Yeah, well, for those that don't know, yesterday, Governor Newsom, he addressed the current state of COVID, all the stats and what it's looking like. So now most of our California counties are back in the purple tier. That includes Sacramento County. What can you say to people who are really upset and they're struggling just to kind of deal with this and the latest development?
Well, we completely understand the frustration. And I guess the only comfort is that we're not alone. 94% of the state now has moved back to the so-called purple tier, which is the most restrictive tier. And it's because COVID is rising so dramatically in our entire state and in our entire country. And so it's not just that it's imposed on Sacramento County. The idea here, of course, is to do everything we can, especially as the holidays are approaching, especially as cold weather is now upon us, to not make it worse. I mean, let's not forget, people are dying. The hospitalization rates are higher than ever. In our county, the threshold is no more than 7 cases per 100,000 people. We're up to over 20 per 100,000 people. And so this is very, very serious. And everybody now knows somebody who has been affected in one way or another by the coronavirus. And it is a balance because nobody wants these restrictions, of course. But if we open up, then the numbers are going to grow even larger. More people are going to get sick. More people are going to die. And especially with Thanksgiving and the Christmas and Hanukkah and Kwanzaa and all the holidays coming up. Look, I know this Thanksgiving, I will desperately want to get together with my family. We're not going to do it. My wife and I are just going to stay in our home and have dinner, and we're going to try to Zoom all over with family, of course. And that's just the way it has to be. And the reason we're doing it is because we want to all have the ability to get together in 2021. And that's what we all face, but we're in it together.
Yeah, on the local level, do you think there's anything else that can be done to prevent the virus, but still support our community businesses? I know there's also been talk of a curfew.
Well, the governor is talking about a curfew. We'll see whether or not we get to that. I mean, I think what we need to do to support our small businesses, our restaurants, for example, is just up your takeout. If you're doing 1 day a week to take out from your favorite restaurants, make it 2 or 3 days a week. There still is the opportunity for outdoor dining, and I know the weather is getting cold, but you know, if you wanna get out and do that, bring an extra blanket and support your favorite restaurant. Look, this is a very, very difficult situation for small businesses, for working people, obviously for parents who are trying to work and also teach their kids at home. And the only message is that you're not alone, and that there is some strength and some comfort in knowing that we are all sharing this very difficult experience, but we want to get through it. A vaccine is coming, as we know. Let us just do everything we can to not make it worse, not get more people sick and more people die.
Yep, stay the course. All right, another issue that's facing our city is homelessness, and the city council is set to vote on a new initiative to help homeless youth. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, well, homelessness is a tragedy in any form, but it is especially tragic when we talk about transition age youth. And who are we talking about? We're talking about young people who have lived very difficult childhoods through the child welfare or the foster care system. They turn 18 and they emancipate. Now, the state does have a lot of services and programs to help those young adults, but many fall through the cracks. And so in Sacramento, we're going to spend over $1 million to fund 3 different programs to house and serve transition age homeless youth. It's a real focus of our homeless intervention strategy. because no one should be homeless, but especially those who have already had such difficult childhoods, difficult lives, who just, deserve something better. And so I'm really pleased. Tonight, $680,000, I believe, will go towards funding one very important program. That'll make 3 programs that we're funding to help as many of these young adults as we can.
Well, I think that is welcome news, especially for those that most need it. And I appreciate you joining us this morning, Mayor, to share some of your thoughts on the current happenings around the city. If you want to keep up with the mayor and those happenings in Sacramento, you can go to engagesac.org.